Oops, I did it again. 15 toxic relationship behaviors you need to stop. Ever wondered why your relationships keep falling apart? Well, you've come to the right place, because in this video, we're diving deep into the 15 behaviors that are absolutely destroying your love life. Trust me, number 8 will shock you, and by the end, you'll have a roadmap to healthier, happier relationships. Hey there, welcome back to our channel where we're all about leveling up our lives and love. Today, we're tackling a topic that's as juicy as it is important. The 15 behaviors that are royally F*ing up your relationships. So grab a seat, maybe a tissue, and let's get real. Behavior number 1, treating your feelings like a burden. All right, let's kick things off with a behavior that's as common as it is destructive. Believing that your feelings are a burden to your partner. This is classic avoidant attachment style, folks. You know, that fear that if you express any negative emotions, your partner's gonna run for the hills? Here's the thing, your feelings are valid and they deserve to be heard. If you've been in situations where your emotions were dismissed or ignored, it's no wonder you're hesitant to open up. But keeping everything bottled up is like shaking a soda can. Eventually, it's going to explode. The solution? Start small. Practice expressing your feelings in low-stakes situations. I felt a bit hurt when you canceled our plans last minute. See? Not so scary, right? Remember, a partner who truly cares about you will want to know how you feel. Behavior number 2, control freak syndrome. Next up, we've got the need to control everything. This one's a relationship killer, trust me. If you're the type who has to dominate every decision, dismiss your partner's opinions, and refuse to compromise, you're not in a relationship, you're running a dictatorship. Remember, a healthy relationship is a partnership, not a power struggle. It's about collaboration, communication, and yes, sometimes admitting you're wrong. Shocking, I know. Here's a little exercise for you control freaks out there. Next time you're making a decision with your partner, consciously step back, ask for their opinion, and really listen. You might be surprised at how much easier things become when you're not carrying the weight of every decision on your shoulders. Behavior number 3, career over connection. Now, don't get me wrong, having ambition is great, but when you start prioritizing your career over your relationship, you're planting the seeds of resentment. It's like tending to one plant in your garden while letting the others wither away. Your relationship needs nurturing too. It's all about balance, people. Find ways to show your partner they're just as important as that big promotion you're chasing. Try this. Schedule dedicated us time. Put it in your calendar like you would a work meeting. Whether it's a weekly date night or just 30 minutes of undivided attention each day, make your relationship a priority. Behavior number 4, the milestone madness. Speaking of careers, let's talk about the obsession with milestones. You know, that pressure to be at a certain stage in life by a certain age? Yeah, that's toxic as hell. When you're so focused on checking off boxes, you miss out on genuine connection. Your relationship isn't a to-do list, folks. It's about growing together, not racing to some arbitrary finish line. Instead of obsessing over where you should be, focus on where you are. Appreciate the journey you're on with your partner. Celebrate the small victories and learn from the setbacks. That's where the real growth happens. Behavior number 5, the white lie spiral. Now, we've all told a little white lie here and there. No, honey, that outfit doesn't make you look fat. But here's the thing, those little lies can snowball into big problems. Every time you fib, you're chipping away at the foundation of trust in your relationship. And once that trust is broken, it's harder to rebuild than a house of cards in a windstorm. Challenge yourself to be honest, even when it's uncomfortable. I'm not a big fan of that outfit, but I love the blue one you wore last week. See, honesty with kindness. It's possible and it's powerful. Behavior number 6, the trust can't be rebuilt myth. Speaking of trust, let's bust a myth. The idea that once trust is broken, it can never be rebuilt. That's just not true, folks. Yes, rebuilding trust is hard work. It takes time, communication, and a whole lot of patience, but it's not impossible. Don't let this belief stop you from healing and growing stronger together. If you're in a situation where trust has been broken, remember this, it's a process. Be consistent in your words and actions, communicate openly, and most importantly, be patient with yourself and your partner. Behavior number 7, the conflict avoidance dance. All right, let's talk about conflict resolution, or rather, the lack of it. If your go-to move during an argument is to shut down, walk away, or pretend everything's fine, you're doing your relationship a major disservice. Effective conflict resolution is like a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. Learn to face issues head-on, communicate openly, and find solutions together. Your relationship will thank you. Here's a technique to try. The next time you're in a disagreement, use I statements. Instead of "you always ignore me," try "I feel hurt when I don't get a response." It's less accusatory and opens the door for understanding. Behavior number 8, the makeover mission. Here's a shocker for you. You can't change your partner. I know, mind-blowing, right? Trying to mold your significant other into your ideal version of them is a one-way ticket to resentment city. Instead of trying to change them, focus on understanding them. Appreciate their quirks, communicate your needs, and remember why you fell for them in the first place. Try this. Make a list of 5 things you love about your partner, quirks and all. Focus on those positives. You might find that the things you wanted to change aren't so important after all. Behavior number 9, the blame game. All right, time for some real talk. Blaming your partner for everything that goes wrong is not cute, it's not clever, and it's definitely not helping your relationship. Taking responsibility for your actions is a sign of maturity. It shows you're willing to grow and improve. So next time something goes wrong, resist the urge to point fingers and ask yourself, what could I have done differently? Practice phrases like, "I'm sorry for my part in this," or "let's figure out how we can both do better next time." It's not about taking all the blame, but about taking responsibility for your actions. Behavior number 10, the relationships should be easy myth. Here's another myth we need to bust. The idea that if a relationship is meant to be, it should be effortless. Newsflash, that's Hollywood BS. Real relationships take work. They require compromise, communication, and sometimes tough conversations. Don't bail just because things get hard. The most rewarding things in life often require the most effort. Think of your relationship like a garden. It needs regular tending. Sometimes it faces rough weather, but with consistent care, it can bloom beautifully. Behavior number 11, the self-awareness void. Let's talk about self-awareness, or rather, the lack of it. If you're constantly misunderstanding your partner or hurting them without realizing it, it might be time for some introspection. Self-awareness is like a superpower in relationships. It helps you understand your triggers, communicate your needs, and empathize with your partner. So take some time to get to know yourself better. Your relationship will thank you. Try journaling or meditation to increase your self-awareness. Pay attention to your reactions and emotions. The more you understand yourself, the better you can show up in your relationship. Behavior number 12, the role overload. Here's a common pitfall: expecting your partner to be everything to you. Your best friend, lover, therapist, personal comedian. It's too much pressure, folks. Remember, your partner is human. They can't fulfill every role in your life. That's why it's important to maintain friendships and interests outside of your relationship. It takes the pressure off and keeps things balanced. Make a list of your needs and wants. Which ones can realistically be met by your partner? Which ones might be better fulfilled by friends, family, or personal pursuits? Diversifying your support network can actually strengthen your relationship. Behavior number 13, the past ignorer. Ignoring your past issues is like trying to build a house on quicksand. Those unresolved problems will keep pulling you down. Take the time to address your past experiences. Understand how they shape your behavior and relationships. It's not about dwelling on the past, but learning from it to create a healthier future. Consider talking to a therapist or counselor. They can help you process past experiences and develop healthier patterns. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Behavior number 14, the goal misalignment. Imagine you're on a road trip, but you and your partner are using different maps. That's what happens when you don't have shared goals. Take the time to discuss your visions for the future. Where do you see yourselves in 5, 10, 20 years? It's not about having identical goals, but making sure your paths are compatible. Try this exercise. Separately write down your top 5 life goals. Then come together and share them. Look for areas of alignment and discuss how you can support each other's individual goals. Behavior number 15, the intimacy ignorer. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about intimacy. And no, I'm not just talking about physical intimacy, though that's important too. Emotional intimacy is the glue that holds relationships together. It's about being vulnerable, sharing your fears and dreams, and truly connecting with your partner. Neglect this, and you'll find yourselves drifting apart faster than you can say relationship problems. Try having a weekly check-in with your partner. Share your highs and lows, your fears and hopes. It might feel awkward at first, but it's a powerful way to build emotional intimacy. And there you have it, folks. The 15 behaviors that are absolutely wrecking relationships left and right. But here's the good news. Now that you know what they are, you can start working on them. Before I go, I want to remind you that if you're dealing with any of these issues, you're not alone. Relationships are hard work, but they're also incredibly rewarding when done right. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more relationship real talks and advice.